Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of PHT TV. We have had tons of requests for this one.
Yeah, just a few.
Today we are going to do the RF7s versus the RF7s. That's the 2s versus the 3s. And Trey has a very unique set of the 3s. I say it every time.
Yes, you do. I correct you. My wife has a very unique set of RF7s, Mark II.
So while they may look completely different than your set of RF7s at home, I promise they sound the same.
Yeah, they're all the same on the inside.
Yes, the outside though, they are...
Just like all of us, we're all the same on the inside.
Trey's getting deep here.
Philosophical.
But I'll show you a quick picture here of what they look like. So that's what they look like on the outside. You want to tell a little bit of how did they get to look like that?
Yeah, all right, so, oh Lord, I don't remember the year. I'll have to look to see what the year was. I've been
1742.
Pre-2013, so it would have been about 2011, 2012. The wife and I went out to South by Southwest with Klipsch to do Klipsch had rented a house with a backyard, and we carried a PA system, KI 396s for the top end, SMA 2s, KPT 684s for the bottom end outside, and then some KI 272s for monitors. The mains and the subs were painted just like these to match these speakers. And then these speakers were inside the house doing, along with the subwoofers that's matching them. We'll show pictures of that. And they set on top of those subs, bolted on top of those subs, and we had them set up in a room with a music playing, and they were, I believe they were flanking a picture of Willie Nelson made out of toasted bread. It was a real hipster place.
He was kind of toasted?
Kind of toasted. But you'd expect that from Willie, right?
Yeah.
So there was some oxymoron going in there. Paul would appreciate that.
So I mean, also we're in a different location.
Yeah, we had talked about that reason it looks funky in here.
Yeah, this isn't the studio.
No, this is my living room.
So Trey's set of RF7s, like we were saying, they are pretty unique. So I didn't want him to have to lug them around in the truck or carry them around and potentially harm the speakers. So I brought the 3s and we set up the whole studio in Trey's living room.
Yeah. Carried to South by Southwest. They were inside that room and we had them. And then after the fact, they come back to Klipsch and stayed in the Klipsch facility for a long time in Indianapolis.
I think they were still there while I was working there.
Yeah, yeah. And they're out of time and all that. So I talked to Paul Jacobs, told him the story, what was going on, and he allowed me to get these speakers from Klipsch and give them to my wife for our anniversary. So it was kind of the first time she went out on a gig with us at Klipsch. She had such a great time, and they enjoyed having her around because she jumped into work and helped just like, you know, everybody else.
Wasn't it one of the first sets that she had, like first sets of Klipsch speakers really that she'd heard?
She had heard what was in the house. At the time, I had the THX Ultra 2 system in the living room, and she had heard that. And, you know, I'd set her in a sweet spot, and she had understood what that was about at that point. Before that, clock radios were cool. Wasn't a big deal. Boombox, whatever.
Home theater in a box.
Theater in a box. She just didn't care. You know, it just, as long as it made some music, she could hear it. She was okay. Now, that's changed quite a bit.
She's imagine.
She's kind of been bit a little bit. Now we go, you know, we go into a place and there's making music, and she's looking up in the attic, in the ceiling, looking for what kind of speaker it is. You know. So,
which it's probably Klipsch because Trey only goes to places that use Klipsch audio.
I try, yeah. Got to support the family, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Even the dysfunctional extended family. So that's how these things ended up at the house. Is, you know, thankful that Paul Jacobs has a little romantic side to him, and he agreed to let me get these for her. But yeah, this is going to be a good thing. We've honestly done some listening beforehand, just to see how kind of, you know, what we could do with them, what they sounded like in the room, getting tuned to the room best we could.
Just a general setup.
Yeah, we threw a backdrop over my entire front of house system and set this up in front of it.
Cool.
Behind the curtain.
Behind the curtain.
Don't pay attention to the guy behind the curtain.
We're not going to show you behind the curtain. You guys have seen those though. Behind the curtain is Trey's La Scalas. If you haven't seen the La Scala history, go back and check that out.
Yeah.
So that's what's behind the curtain.
That's what's behind the curtain. But what is behind the curtain that we are using is we have an Integra 60.7, I believe that's right, a 60.7 as the processor, and that we're running in strictly stereo. And we have I'm trying to remember what it is. It's a Crown XTI 4002 is what we're using for power. Going through the QSC ABX switcher and everything equal, balanced right and left. We've got them staggered so we can get a good center channel. And they are not towed to speak of at all. The way it's set up right now is very similar to what we have in your room, except that it's probably 3 or 4 feet wider.
You said that's 12 from
Yeah,
here
we're
to
probably
here, right?
setting 12 feet apart from each other.
I guess that's not. Yeah, mine's it's a 12 foot wide. So yeah, whatever the width of two RF7s is.
Yeah, so we're about 3 foot outside of what we normally would, and it allows us to get a better center channel because the width gives us a better sound stage.
Here, I'll just pick this up, and this is what we're looking at, guys. So we have our pretty wide angle. The center between the RF7s, we're looking at about 12 feet. Trey's gonna walk it off for you.
That's 6 feet.
It's a little less than 2 tray wide.
A little less than two
tray
trays.
arm wides. So the reason that this camera is down here like this is we have been having some complaints about how you guys can't see the SPL meter very well. So we wanted to give you a better image, and with this type of screen facing directly up top is going to give you a little bit better image of that.
Yeah, so it takes away some of the other shots, but we've got a right and left camera on us, and we can have the general conversation. We'll take some shots as we play of the woofers moving and other oddities.
But other than that, I mean, yeah, we're in a different room. We have completely different power running. What did you say? How many watts per channel?
2,000.
2,000 watts per channel potential. Obviously, we're not going to push it or we'll blow our heads off, but
Or the speakers. That's too much power for the speaker.
Yeah, so
but we have plenty of headroom.
So we'll probably run it up to about max 110 like we did before. Same cuts, different room, wider apart, different power, same tray, same me. Oh, by the way, we also made it so that you guys can see this. So when I'm holding the remote, you can see which buttons I'm pushing. When we put it over on Trey's side, you should be able to see it as well. Adjust that there, and hopefully you guys can follow along. And channel A is going to be RF7.3s, channel B is going to be RF7.2s. That's enough for an intro. You ready to start listening?
Tobias is about to get excited, I believe.
Yeah.
Tobias is our cat.
Well, last time you guys got a hint of Jethro, I think, when we were watching the La Scala history video. But
Tobias is checking things out up front right now, but I have a feeling that when we turn the music back on, he may change. So let's set the...
There's Tobias.
Hey, D. What's up, buddy?
Hey, dude.
All right, you better run, homie.
All right, here's our SPL meter set up.
And we're set on A. I'll put it over here for you.
All right. Like I said before, A is going to be the new gen RF7, RF7.3s. B is going to be the RF7.2s. How do you want to launch today?
Let's start off slow.
Start off slow?
Yeah, if we start out slow, we will need the fast stuff to keep us awake later.
Let's start out. You want to do Jason Helms?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so this is going to be Jason Helms, My Kind of Woman.
Watch your volume, remember? We start about pretty low. We got
I'm on
the
18.
The amp is set with max gain.
So
So it's capable of delivering 4,000 watts. So we want to be careful when we start up to make sure we start with a low number on the processor.
So your full gain on your amp, what are you on your processor?
Reference level, 82.
Okay. And then on my computer here, I'm on 18.
We've got lots of headroom.
We got a little bit here. Jason Helms, My Kind of Woman. Is there a sensitivity difference between the two?
I don't know.
I almost feel like it might be perceived difference, but it almost seems like there is a higher sensitivity in the older versions. Did you notice a difference in levels? No?
I noticed a difference, but I didn't. It wasn't level.
Well, no, I noticed plenty of different difference, but that was a difference I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I know. That's what you. That's yeah.
I got a computer right here.
Yeah, you were looking
look up threes and I'll look up twos. You look up threes.
Okay.
Or it could just be perceived difference because of the different frequencies.
That's where I think your difference is because of the
RF72s, 101. That's got 1 dB difference.
plus minus 3.
It doesn't even have the plus or minus 3. There it is.
And what does it say? Frequency response?
30 to 24.
What's the 3?
I closed it already.
Uh,
That one's easier to look up though. 32 to 25. 30 to 24.
huh.
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so there is a 1 dB sensitivity difference between the two. So maybe I'm not crazy if I would notice that one.
And one, no. I would venture to say it's going to be really hard to see 1 dB or hear 1 dB.
I'm going to look at the SPL meter when we go back to edit to confirm that, but I swear I was hearing the twos slightly louder.
Or I tell you what you could do. You want to find out? Just sitting here, pull up a Pink Noise app. Pink Noise generator.
All right, I had to see if I was crazy or not.
1 dB. I'm impressed.
All right, so there is a little bit of a difference in sensitivity between the two, which I don't think either of us knew that going into this, did we?
No, and I wasn't hearing it as a sensitivity difference. I was hearing it as a balance difference, perception. You know.
So as far as that goes, it was an interesting compare for us only doing one test so far. That was interesting.
And we listened to some other stuff earlier, just setting up and getting loud.
While we were walking around the room and not actually
yeah, we weren't sitting
listening.
listening. Well, when we was setting up, getting a stereo image set, I listened a little bit, but it wasn't, I was listening for other things.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Truthfully, I like the twos better on that cut.
On that cut?
His vocals were better on the twos to me than on the threes. And I'm not sure why. Maybe the threes are more, I don't know. Maybe the threes are a little cleaner or something, and it shows off his raspy vocals in a negative way, revealing, right? Where the other mask it a little bit, maybe. Because he does have that high-end raspy vocal.
What's the difference in the two drivers?
It's
still 1 3/4, right?
It's 1 3/4, but it's that Latz driver on the new one. So the distortion is a lot lower on it than on that 1 3/4 compression driver of the RF72.
Okay, and we didn't go over any of the differences previously. The horn or the woofers are different but similar. The horn is completely different. Is it 90 by 60 versus 90 by 90, or are they both 90 by 90?
I don't know what they call that for sure. I didn't look. You got it right there. Look.
Oh,
It's still up on the computer.
I do. It's still up on my screen here.
The 90 by 90, I believe, on the old one.
90 by 60.
90 by 60 on the old one?
90 by 60 on the twos, and then it's 90 by 90 on the new.
On the new one, right. Okay. And that, I'm thinking, has to do with the way that the throat of that horn is.
Yeah, the throat's interesting if you
The
look
throat
at it.
on the new horn is around, right? Where the throat on the older horn is a slot. It's a vertical slot, and that's why you're getting a different, even though it looks like a square horn, you're getting a different coverage pattern, vertical versus horizontal.
Yeah, as you
because
dig
of
into
that
it.
slot.
I didn't know that they had changed.
I didn't realize they
range
changed.
or the sensitivity.
And And honestly, we saw it here, but I would have put money that it was testing methods, the differences.
Yeah.
I'd have put money it was a testing method because from the time we did that speaker and I was there. Now I wasn't there on the new one, but I was there on the old one. But the time we did the old one versus what we did with the new one, completely different testing methods and location. And we had a completely different testing rack. The only thing was the same in that rack currently versus then was the amplifier, the measuring amplifier for the B&K mic and the mic system in the chamber. All that stayed the same, but the data gathering apparatus in the computer completely changed. They were using a LMS card in a PC, and now they're using an external unit called an AP, Audio Precision Unit, to do their testing. And the difference, capability difference, is like painting your car with a spray can, rattle can from Walmart versus going to a PPG painter.
A little bit of difference.
A little bit of difference. But the point being, I would have extremely expected that to be the reason for the 1 dB. Yeah. It was interesting that we were able to just put pink noise on, setting here, all things relative, and see 1 dB.
That was interesting.
Tells us also that our meter's doing an okay job too.
Yeah.
I mean, I may not be calibrated, but at least it's relative.
Yeah, difference.
And we can see it.
That's the main thing, is telling the difference. Now, please stand by. Can you hand me that red cable? I didn't think we were going to go through a battery that quick. I thought I brought everything, but I left all of my, I have like 8 to 10 GoPro batteries, and I left all of them except for one at home. All right, what do you want to go next? You know, we talked about the low frequencies. You want to blow your head up?
Mycelium?
Mycelium, not mycelium.
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 All right, so I think we're in agreement that the next song to check out these low frequencies should be Mycelium.
You got to start him.
Let's start this guy. And you started the SPL already?
We're good.
We are starting on...
Oh, A-weighted. And fast.
And what are we starting on?
A. We got A.
All right, guys. You guys ready to hear the low frequency jam of PHT TV? This is Matt Summers, Mycelium.
Check your volume.
pushing a little harder that time.
Wow. It had room to go.
Yeah. Well, I looked at, what was it? 113 was the highest I saw it at.
Yeah, something like that. There was still horsepower left.
Oh, plenty.
They had volume left, a lot of volume left.
Now, I should stop talking until that's done beeping. Did you notice the sensitivity difference or the gain difference in that, or the volume difference in that one?
I was focusing on the bottom end.
I was focused on the mids. I felt
And
like
then
the
mids,
were,
I started changing. I was on the bottom end at first, going back and forth, and I went up to the mids and was listening.
It's funny how you can teach your ears to do that. Like, I'm focused on just the lows. I'm not listening to the mids, highs, or anything. That whole song, I think the mids are what really shined for me in that. That was
I almost want to do it again.
I got plenty more to listen to.
Wow. There was definitely things I liked about both. The bottom end was almost a little stronger in the twos.
I didn't notice much difference in the bottom end.
Seemed like it actually got a little cleaner on the threes. So it got a little bit more and a little bit maybe a little bit lower, tiny bit, as the numbers say.
Yeah.
But it was close on that. But the difference in it was the I don't want to say accuracy.
It was tighter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, maybe it was accuracy, the tightness of it.
That's what I was noticing in the mids too. It just seemed significantly tighter in the threes.
It did make a lot of difference. I really believe the cabinet structure in those two is what's making that change.
For those of you that don't know, it is in the twos. It is just a full cabinet, top to bottom.
There's a brace in there, and there's some foam in there. But I think foam wraps around in a U shape in that cabinet in the top, so all the sides are wrapped, I think.
And in the threes, it's a completely separate cabinet. Essentially, it's split almost directly down the middle.
The top woofer has a bracing structure and cabinet around it, and the bottom woofer has a bracing structure and cabinet around it, and they're separate.
If you guys go back to the RF7 III unboxing, I actually took them apart, and you could see the insides of the cabinet in there. So check that out. Hey guys, welcome back to PHT TV. I'm gonna start that over. Ugh. It's late. It's later than we normally start these.
It is, I guess.
This is Trey's time to shine. I'm gonna fall asleep. Mountain Dew's already starting to wear off.